One of my dear subscribers asked me to record a video talking about my experiences with journaling and writing down affirmations. Now, I have been keeping a daily journal for over a year now, I think, and I want to share with you how this has impacted my life. So if you're curious to learn more about how journaling can improve your journey towards personal development, then definitely keep watching. Now, I want to start off by saying that I used to think that journaling was something that only little girls do in elementary school. They pick up a notebook and they start writing queries like, "Dear diary, today I met my crush and I felt really shy and anxious, da-di-da-di-da." I'm not saying that this is a bad way to do journaling, because for them it probably worked very well, but for me it felt a little bit like childlike almost. But after doing some research on the internet, I came to understand that there is actually a million ways you can do journaling. So it's about finding what works for you and then understanding that it can actually give you a lot of value. So I want to talk about how it gave me value and what I learned from keeping a journal for over a year. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is that the way I do journaling is very particular to my personality. It works for me and it might not work for you. So please feel free to do your own research, be curious, and find ways that work for you, because your journal is like a friend. Use it as a tool, use it as a positive addition to your life and not as something that you have to do or something that is like a chore, right? That's what I've learned. I got into journaling right after one of my breakups because I wanted to deal with all the uncomfortable, painful emotions that I was going through at that time. And one of the journaling tools that I discovered was gratitude journaling. Now, gratitude journaling is simply you thinking of a few things that you are grateful for. So I used to do that both in the morning and in the evening. I wrote down 5 to 10 things I was grateful for. Now, this is a great way for you to understand that there is always something to be grateful for in whatever situation you find yourself in. Even if the situation is so dark, you might even find a spark of appreciation within that darkness. So it allows you to pull yourself out of this negative kind of like thought loop and thought cycles that you can find yourself in, especially after a breakup, for example. But doing this daily, twice per day, 5 to 10 gratitudes, after a while, it started to feel like a chore. It really started to feel like, do I really have to come up with so many things? So then it was infused with more like frustration, which is not a good thing. So you want to regulate how you feel about your journaling queries. So I decided to tone it down to 3 to 5 just in the morning. And this is perfect for me. I have been doing this for over a year now, and it has drastically improved my life because you condition yourself to think about things that you're grateful for, right? Even if you feel total shit in the morning and you write down 5 things that you're grateful for, you will instantly feel better. And that is exactly what I felt. Doing this for over a year now, I can safely say that this has dramatically improved my overall well-being. I condition my brain to find things to be grateful for. So by doing this daily, you condition your brain to remind itself to find things that you can give thanks to, right? Appreciate what you have, appreciate what is going on in your life. And I was able to really make my brain automatically look for things that I can feel grateful for. Now, another thing that I like to include in my journaling is goal setting, right? You want to think about a big goal you have for yourself. For me, it is building a large YouTube channel, it is writing a book, it is impacting the lives of the people that I care about. So these are big goals. Now, a big goal is not something you achieve in one day. No, it is something that takes time. But you can break down the goal into its smallest parts, and then you can act on those small parts daily. Now, I want to keep myself accountable, and I include this in my daily journaling practice. So I have a query that says, what do I want to achieve for myself today, and I write down 3 to 5 to maybe even 10 things that I want to achieve that day. Now, this has dramatically improved my productivity. I've been doing this for a year, and I have been so much more consistent with everything that I set out to do. It keeps myself accountable. I write down in the present tense, I edit and record one video. Now, there is such a thing as cognitive dissonance. Our brains don't like when we have an intention or a belief and the reality is not matching that intention or that belief. So if I write down, I edit and record one video and I don't do it, then my brain feels this kind of discomfort that it's not aligned with what I set out to do. So it makes me more motivated to actually follow through. So writing down my daily goals has dramatically improved my productivity. So maybe this is a query that you can add to your daily journaling practice. And it doesn't even have to be a daily journaling practice. You can journal once a week. Try out what works for you. That's the most important thing. I figured out a way that works for me and it works really well, and I have gained so much value out of this. But it doesn't mean that this will work for you. So please figure out your own way, do your own research, be curious. I am sharing my experiences and hopefully I can inspire you to go out and explore what works for you. Okay, next thing, intention setting. This is huge, guys. Intention setting is you taking the time to focus on what your intention will be for that day. And it's so powerful to take a short amount of time in the morning to sit down with yourself and think, what is my intention for today? And this allowed me to steer my path towards the things that are important to me, right? Let me find an intention that I can share with you guys to give you an example. So in my journal, I add, what is my intention for today? I want to give extra thanks for all that is good in my life. I want to be aware of how many things there are to be grateful for. So if this is my intention for that day, I will pay extra attention to feeling grateful, to giving thanks. And this has a powerful impact on your day-to-day experience, because by writing it down, by committing to this intention, you will draw these experiences to you. So doing this over a year now, I can safely say that I am so much more aware of my intention on a daily basis. I am so much more aware of where I'm heading. So this will give you clarity. If you take a few minutes every day to think about where you want to go, what is your intention, you will find yourself moving towards that destination with so much more awareness, so much more conviction than if you don't set this intention. So I highly recommend you give this a try. Think about what is your intention. I can only say good things about it. I never regretted writing down what is my intention for today. Never have I ever regretted doing this. So maybe this is something you can try for yourself. Okay. Then the last thing, affirmations. Now, I think that affirmations are very, very powerful if you do them the right way. So I am going to share with you how to do affirmations the right way, how I think you should do affirmations the right way. Many people think that affirmations are like writing down the most outrageous goals, and by affirming those, they will actually become a reality. Like, for example, I have $1 million in the bank. Now, this is something that is not true. So you will have certain resistance to this affirmation, right? This will cause more tension than actually it will do good. It will feel weird to write this down. I have $100 million in the bank. That's just weird because it's not true. Now, the right way to do affirmations, I believe, is by coming up with things you already believe about yourself, simple things, small things, and then expand on those, right? I will give you an example. I like to write down, who do I want to be today? This is a way for me to frame my affirmations in such a way that I can decide what type of person I want to be that day. For example, I am kind, I am balanced, I am dedicated, disciplined, and loyal. I show up for myself and others. I am balanced, I am creative, I am making a positive difference in the world. By affirming this to myself on a daily basis, I reinforce these beliefs. And again, the cognitive dissonance that I spoke about earlier will make my brain want to maintain an identity that is built around these values. So I believe about myself that I am a kind, compassionate person. you are too. You are kind and compassionate, right? So this is something you can already believe about yourself, and then you can expand on that. Of course, you're not always kind and compassionate. I'm also not always kind and compassionate. But by reinforcing these statements about myself, I am so much more aware of when I'm not, and then I can course correct, right? So I want to reinforce these beliefs. And by doing this for over a year now, I can say with conviction, I am kind. I am compassionate, because I have been telling this myself for over a year now, right? You can literally brainwash yourself doing this in a positive way. And that is, I think, a big benefit of doing this daily, right? I feel so much more secure in my values, in my personal worth, because of this. Not only this, I've done a lot of things to work on my self-love and self-acceptance, but this has been a big part of that journey, right? So affirmations is definitely something you could give a shot. Like, I highly recommend you try it. It will not hurt you doing it. Read about it, learn about it, find ways that work for you. Make your journal your friend. My journal is my friend. When I sit down to write, I enjoy it, right? It's not a chore. And sometimes I don't do it because I feel like today I don't want to journal, and that's okay, right? A year of doing this, it's not about doing this every single day. It's more about, the overarching commitment, the overarching value it gives you. For me, it works, right? The goal setting, the affirmations, the gratitude journaling. This is something that works for me, the intention setting. And I have grown tremendously from this. I have gained so much insight, so much more awareness about where I want to go, what I want to pay more attention to, what I can be grateful for, because there's always something to be grateful for. And it really helps to start your day right. It really helps to start your day with the right mindset, because you can deliberately focus your attention. And I highly recommend you write with pen and paper, because it reinforces the beliefs, it reinforces the message you're sending out, you're expressing, by making it, tactile. If you type it in your phone, it's totally different. I like to write it down. So maybe buy yourself a little notebook, try a few of the tools that I have been sharing here with you, do some of your own research. I am sure there will be certain things that will work a lot better for you, and feel how it makes you feel, right? I used to do like counterbalancing. It's another tool. Basically, it is you write down a negative belief you have about yourself, a negative thought loop, and then you come up with 5 counter arguments, right? For example, right after my breakup, I used to think I will never love again. Okay? This is a classic limiting belief people have when they break up. Now, you can come up with 5 counter arguments to that. You have loved before, you will love again after. 1. Secondly, you were okay before you were with your ex-partner. You will be okay after your ex-partner as well. Third thing, you are working hard on yourself. You're improving, you're growing. So it's almost inevitable that you will meet someone who will match your current energetic level, your current state of being, your current stage in your life. It's inevitable that it will happen, right? A fourth one, everything that I need is already within me. I don't need someone else to complete me. I can work on loving myself, respecting myself, and building my self-worth. The fifth thing, the universe is taking care of everything. I will meet the right person at the exact right time. The universe doesn't give me what I want, it gives me what I need. So these are, for example, 5 counter arguments to the belief that you will never love again. Now, lately, I don't use this counterbalancing technique anymore because it's not necessarily relevant to my life anymore, okay? So I replace it with the intention setting, because right now this is what really works for me. So what I want to say is that you want to find the things and the tools that work for you. You want to pay attention to how it makes you feel, and you want to give yourself the time and the space to turn this into some kind of habit, because if you do it consistently, it will drastically improve the quality of your life. You will have so much more clarity, so much more focus, so much more awareness on the things that matter most to you, and that will expand into all other areas of your life. So that is all I have for you today. I hope it was informative. I hope you feel inspired to go do your own research to find what works for you. I think it is a great tool for personal development, and I will leave you guys with this. As Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So go do your research examine your own life, and live the best way possible. And as always, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.